Man City versus Spurs, 1:30 kickoff, and two sides here that don't give a lot.
Don't give a lot. I just think City are... They're just not the side they were last season. I mean, midweek against Ajax. And even Joe Hart's making mistakes now, and that's a really bad sign. And City are favourites, they're odds on. They're too short for my liking. But Spurs are just really inconsistent at the moment as well, losing last week to Wigan. This is a match that you could make a case for all three results. I'm just going to avoid this match at all costs.
Butler, can't split them, so what do we do? What
you do is, if you were playing on the exchange, you would lay Man City. That's my advice to you here. I think Man City will trade a big price. Tottenham are becoming the new Liverpool in my terms. They're always a team that always under-deliver when they're at home, expected to win against the likes of Wigan and Stoke. When they go to Man United, Man City, they raise their game. I think the draw at 16-5 is a bit massive price. Bigger than 3-1 the draw in this game. Tottenham at 5-1. Man City 8-13. Now that... Last season, you would be having an absolute wager on Man City. But you can't be winning the Premier League title when your man of the match every week is your goalkeeper. Unbelievable. 8-13. Too many goals for me. The big loss for me is Dembele. Not going to play. Big, huge part for me. But I think the draw are bigger than 3-1. It's got to be a bet.
Yeah, well, I agree with Man City. Lay Man City 8-13, but I think people forget that this is a Tottenham side that actually went to Old Trafford and won, and they won well. They scored 3 goals, so I think 5-1 looks massive value for Tottenham.
Yeah, and you could, I mean, then there's a definite case like laying Man City on Betfair. You can get involved in draw no bet market with StanJames.com.
Okay, what about unders and overs?
Tricky. I think unders would be the way I'd look at it, but you could easily see there being a goal fest. It's just they're too unpredictable sides at the moment, and just not one I'd enter into with any confidence at all.
Butler, last time Tottenham went to Manchester, they were involved in 5 goals. Are we going to see it again?
Well, Flash, I've done a show with you for almost a whole season now, and I always say about under 2.5 goals is a value. You know what? I've converted. Under 2.5 goals, the first way to the poorhouse. I've been backing over 2.5 goals. You know, so that's why I've got the smart suits on. That's why I'm looking at this. That's why I left my tie in this track. But I tell you what, over 2.5 goals and over 3.5 goals is the value now. There is no value under 2.5 goals. The days where under 2.5 goals are value, it's not the case. We saw Champions League in a week, 40-odd goals in 8 games. Unbelievable. I think 36 goals. Unbelievable amount of goals. Over 2.5 goals, 8-13. Man City cannot defend, but they've got attacking in abundance. Tottenham are good going forward. They raised the game in these kind of fixtures. You've got to be over now. You never thought I'd say this, Splash. This time last year, would you ever see me say over 2.5 goals in every game? But I'm telling you now, I've learnt my lesson, mate. Over 2.5 goals is the way forward. Overs!
and that's the reason why you see the Butler looking so tired. He cannot sleep a wink. He has nightmares about goals, and week in, week out, that's all we get in the Premiership. So if we're going to have goals, who's going to be your first goal scorer?
Well, who are City going to pick? I mean, this is, you know, Aguero, Tevez started midweek, didn't really do the business early on. I don't know, it's Spurs, they played Defoe and Adebayor together yesterday.
No, they won't play that Sunday.
They won't. Well, I think the pressure's on AVB a bit, especially after that Wigan defeat. And I think there was a clamour for him to play 2 up front. Can't see them doing that on Sunday, I agree. But Defoe, you know, Bale maybe in a more advanced position, he's got to be, you know, up there. And it depends. I mean, Spurs, if they go out to defend, they could lose badly. If they go out to attack, they've probably got more chance of winning the game. But personnel-wise, I mean, I suppose for Spurs, it's got to be Defoe, really. OK, well, Rory likes Defoe. I quite like Lennon. But we've both gone Tottenham, first goal scorer, Butler.
Well, not what the bookie's saying. Lennon is about 16-1 shot. Defoe's a 9-1 shot. On the back of the hat-trick of the week in midweek, Tevez is 9-2 favourite here. Aguero 9-2. If someone said to me, who do I want to bet out of the two of them, it would be Aguero all the time. I think team news is vital. Never place a bet on this until you see the team news. I like the score market, the score in the game. I think Aguero around about 11-10 will be a fantastic bet with Stan James. I think it's a great. Tevez, I always want Aguero in my fantasy league team ahead of a fit Tevez. So Aguero for me should not be second favourite to Tevez.